Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Friday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go out to our friends up in Sydney because we're heading to the beautiful northern beaches of New South Wales. And of course, that is the Manly United Football Club. And of course, they are part of the NPLW women's competition up there in New South Wales. And we've got 5 very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about the season up to this point of the year. Thanks all you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No worries. Well, get each of you to introduce yourselves and what position you'll play or involved in the team.
Caitlin Jarvie, also known as Pommy, and midfield, number 10.
Maddie Zara, play in midfield, also out wide sometimes, in number 7 or 11.
I'm Phoebe Gilbane, and I'm defender, usually a right back, but centre back recently.
I'm Ruby, I'm Ruby Jackson, and I've grown up playing centre defensive mid, but a centre back, which is I enjoy actually. It's work.
And my name's Tom Hopley, and I'm the coach of the first grade women's team here.
So, how's the season gone up to this point of the season for Manly?
Look, we're really happy with how we're going at the moment. There's lots of positives. We're on track to break the record for most draws in one season, I think, which isn't ideal. But in terms of the football we're playing and in terms of individual performances from everyone within the squad, we're really happy with where we're at. And if we can turn some of those draws into wins, our competition is so tight. I think we're kind of one win off being third. So, lots of positives for us at the moment.
Of course, your next game is on Sunday down at Belmore Sports Ground against Sydney Olympic. How's the preparations been like to that game against Sydney Olympic at Belmore?
Well, to be honest, we've literally just found out that game's been postponed because, because
I didn't know that.
That's a scoop right there for your radio station. In all seriousness, we've just found out the first grade game has been postponed till later because the Sydney Olympic women have 4 players in the Matildas and the under-23 Australian women's national teams.
So it's bad for us that it's postponed.
Yeah, I know.
Preferably, we don't want to play there.
So that will be a midweek game in a couple of weeks' time, we presume.
I guess that blows my next 2 questions I was going to ask about the game. So now technically, you've got a weekend off this weekend because of that cancellation of your Sunday game. So what's now, preparation to your next game, whenever that will be now?
So the next game will be the Sunday week against Blacktown Spartans, and I guess it's just another big game. I mean, their squad's pretty much the junior Matildas or the young Matildas squad. So lots of talent there. But I guess for us, it's just about getting back into our training sessions and focusing on us, because I think that's one of the big things that we've done this year is really focus more on ourselves than the opposition, and we feel that it's paid off. So it's just about getting back on the training pitch and working really hard at what we've done well.
You mentioned about before that, obviously your 2 opponents have got, a couple of Matildas and young Matildas in that team. Do you have any players of your own in those squads?
We do. Just unavailable at the moment. Yeah. So we've got Carly Johnson, who's in the young Matildas, who is recovering from an injury, and her focus is on getting back for there's a under-20s World Cup in Costa Rica in August. So that's where her main focus is, but we're hoping to have her back in maybe 2 weeks to get some game time before she gets there. Another scoop for you all.
We're not told any of that.
And in terms of the Matildas, Rennie Stevenson has been with us forever and ever, and this is her first year she took an overseas contract. So she's over in Sweden playing at the moment. So they're our 2 players so far that are in national teams.
Ali Green.
And Ali Green is in the New Zealand women's team currently. Debuted on the weekend, so amazing for her. Yeah.
At the moment, I think you're currently middle of the table at the moment, at this stage of the year, but it's pretty close between top and probably second last at the moment. What's the aim for the rest of the year? Knowing that I think you're trying to chase down the Northern Tigers at the moment.
Yeah, look, our focus is still on is being in the finals and being involved at the pointy end of the season, and we really feel that we're not far from that. Where if you look at our results, not only our results but the way that the games that we've played in, we've you could make an argument for being for having won every single one of those games. We've been in every single game. We've never been blown off the park, and we're we feel like we're just really close from turning those draws into wins. And if we go on a run, we'll shoot up the table. So we're really positive about that.
The question really goes to the players. So as your coach mentioned, 7 draws, which is most by any team in any competition so far this year. I guess you're not that far off. Obviously, you've only dropped 2 games as well throughout the year, which is not far behind actually the Sydney Olympic, who also have lost 2. What do you need to do to turn that result from being, getting draws to getting wins?
I think we just need to stay focused. Training's been really good throughout the first round. And now we've obviously know how teams play now. So I guess it's just about maintaining that focus during the game. I think we've got the confidence now at the start of the season as players. I think we came in unsure. We're playing against some big teams with a lot of representation in national leagues and all the rest. But I think now we've got a lot of young players. Some of them, it's their first year playing first grade. And I think their confidence has just grown so much. So for us now, it's just to take that and actually turn it into wins, which I think we all believe we can do now. So
we're scoring. So there's a
That's right.
There's a silver lining. There's a silver lining to drawing.
It's just the back line.
Wasn't going to mention that, but yeah.
I've been out. We draw 3-3, so we can score 3 goals, but we just need to focus on what we're conceding right now, which isn't, goals against isn't great at the moment, but I think that's a massive focus for us is defensively, because we know we can score.
Yeah, I think also 90-minute performances and putting, we play really good for big portions of the game, but have moments where we lapse. So and that comes with being a youngerish team, and like Tommy said, having a lot of players that haven't had that much first grade experience. So hopefully the second round we have had a bit more experience and we'll be able to put together 90-minute performances.
So how good is it to be finally back on the football field earlier this year, knowing that last season, your season got cut short due to the lengthy lockdown that you've had there in Sydney. So how good is to finally hopefully get through a whole year unscathed?
It's so much fun, knowing that games will be every week and you don't have to think about doing your training at home by yourself or not playing. It's really good, and I think it's just builds the confidence as well, because we're playing every week. We have the ability to improve on performances and just keep going throughout the season. And hopefully, fingers crossed, get some finals football in, and never know.
Yeah, training on your own is not as fun as training with a team. I think 2 seasons ago they equipped us with a GPS for home during COVID, so we had to track our running, which is never pleasant. So yeah, it's just enjoyable being back with a squad and not having restrictions, not having to sanitize your hands every time you walk onto the field and shake hands. Yeah, so there's a bit of normality back in the season, which is great.
How did all you get involved in the World Game, and why did you choose it?
My mum made me, and she said, yeah. I remember the conversation. She said, "I've enrolled you to play soccer," and I threw a massive tantrum, and she said, "I just have to kick the ball. I just have to touch it once." And I went on the field, kicked it, and stormed off the field.
She still does that now.
I have a younger brother, he's 2 years younger than me, so he played and I just was there and wanted to play with him and just get involved. And then as soon as I went on the field, I just loved it and couldn't get me away.
Me? I moved from England to Australia when I was 14 and didn't have any friends. So my mum enrolled me for a tryout, which turned out to be Manly United, which didn't really know at the time. So that's how I kind of got involved.
I didn't know that.
I was gonna say, still doesn't have any friends.
Yeah. But I play soccer.
For me, I think I played cricket for a year. It was the boringest sport in the whole world. So I was looking for something else to do. So we played soccer, and that was about it. I have a twin sister, so we're very competitive, and we just went from there.
Be careful you answer my next question because your coach is there with you. If you had a preferred position or dream position that you'd like to convince Tom to put you, where would that be? Be very careful how you answer it.
I'm just happy to be on the field. No, I like to play 10.
She wants Tommy's position.
Yeah. No, I like to play 10. I just mostly because I've just played them my whole life, and I feel like I'm really comfortable in that position. But you get to attack, and it kind of is within my skill set, I think, in terms of the things that I'm naturally quite good at. And I just really like to score.
Good at it.
Probably just back out wide. Left back. Really back, so fingers crossed. Yeah, just like to run up, bomb up and down, do some attacking. Yeah.
Me? Well, I'm kind of in my dream position, but I haven't always had that, obviously, throughout other teams. So I'm happy to be playing them. Sorry, Matt. You'll get it. Oh,
I'm really enjoying centre back. I think it's easier than the midfield, so maybe that's just me being lazy. If I'm really fit, I like being back in the midfield. It's a lot more enjoyable. But when I'm a little bit unfit, centre back suits me quite well. But I tell you what, keeper, I reckon. Honestly, yeah. I reckon I'm just sit on a run.
Okay. So, what does the sport of the world game mean to all of you, especially being there at Manly United?
Give me some time.
Yeah.
For me, I think I said this at the start of the year when we had our player induction. I mean, for me, in terms of the world game broadly, it's a huge part of my life and has been from a really young age as a player. I've been a player, been a referee at a high level, and a coach now as well. So plays a massive role. Yeah, still like to ref on the sideline every now and then. And in terms of specifically being at Manly United, it's really special for me because my dad actually played at Manly in the late 60s, believe it or not. It was his representative club. So for me, and I didn't grow up in this area, I actually started coaching at Northern Tigers, funnily enough. And so for me to move to Manly United and get a senior coaching role here was really special for me with that family connection. So yeah, I guess that's what it means to me.
Soccer, I think, has taught me lifelong lessons that will stand me in good stead, honestly, with the people that you meet, the different type of friends you you meet. And Manly was my first club, and I've been here, it's contested 10 years, but that's up for debate, I think. But yeah, I've been here for so long, and some of my best friends are here, so it's super special to me. And you know, the people that you meet along the way, I don't think you come across them if you know, at school or at work. It's a different type of friendship that you make. So yeah, that's what it means to me.
Yeah, I think for me, it's kind of quite similar. The thing that I love about football is the people that you meet and the environment that you get to be a part of. Like Rue said, it's nothing like a workplace or a school environment, or just it's something really special and a team environment that I don't think you can get anywhere else, especially at Manly United. And this is my 10th year at Manly. It's not my first club, but I'm actually not from the Northern Beaches area, and I came here and I just loved it, and I travelled a really long way 4 times a week to stay here, and now I'm really involved in terms of coaching at the club as well. And that's the thing that I love, is being a part of that team environment, either as a player or as a coach, and getting to meet new people and have really cool team experiences.
Yeah, I mean, everything they've said, this, like I said before, this was the club where I kind of met my first friends. I'm a bit older than these guys, so I went away for a few years. I went overseas and played, and then to come back here, and this is my junior club, so still kind of knew everyone. My best friends are all from here, or I met through here, through soccer, and just this area. There's so majority of the people I know are through this club, so that's kind of throughout the generations. And now I actually feel quite fortunate that I've come back and met the new girls coming through, and it's kind of the same atmosphere that the club's always kind of driven to provide.
Yeah, for me, it's very similar. Like the group of girls we have here is just so good. Like you win together, you draw together, which we're used to at the moment, and you lose together. And I think everyone is just so close, and like we're able to fight for those wins and hopefully turn those draws into wins. And it's such a good environment.
What have all you learnt from each other on and off the field? Anyone can answer this question.
I know I've learned positivity off the field. I would say I'm a little bit of a complainer. But I'm not on the field. I'm quite positive on the field, and the girls will know I'll yell at them and they'll yell at me, and it's not criticism. Well, it's not criticism, but it's like we drive each other, and I've learned to be more positive off the field, and to enjoy my time at training, and if something doesn't go my way, these girls are always positive. That's something I thought about today, is genuinely I've learned to be more optimistic and positive off the field, and to take it on the field.
I guess just like watching how hard other people are working, it's just like motivation to keep going yourself, and everyone does. Obviously we're in female sports, they're not paying our wages, so it's to see what everyone's doing off the field, and then still have the ability to put in 100% of training, come and spend their whole Sundays at soccer, and be passionate about something that I guess just drives them, and it just brings us all together. And I think that's why you can't kind of find that connection within a workplace and that kind of thing. So yeah, I guess just how hard people work, just to keep working hard.
Yeah, I think it's kind of similar to that. It's just about like how looking at other people and kind of the setbacks that they've had, and the way that they've worked through that and worked really hard to get back, and that kind of hard work does pay off, and hard work is the most important thing. And no matter whether I think one thing I've really learned is no matter where you kind of sit in terms of like whether you've always been told that you're at this sort of level of player, or whether you've always been told that you're not going to get to that level, no matter what anyone says. The people that work the hardest are the people that ultimately end up succeeding.
Mine's pretty well exactly the same, but I'll think of something on the spot. Probably just like bouncing back from setbacks and just like, if you do something wrong, you've got to put it in the past and think towards the future, and just how you change that, and you can use that in soccer and also just in your everyday life.
Let's finish off with a couple of light-hearted questions about the team. Firstly, who had the most embarrassing moment on the field this season, and what was it? yeah.
We've got some really good footage of feeding getting smacked in the face by the ball a couple of times.
No,
Every game. One of them, when we played Blacktown Spartans the first time, she was just floored by her own teammate with a ball in the head as well.
Wasn't it this season? Wasn't it you that jumped over the fence?
That was last season.
It fell over. It's on video. Her getting the ball and then getting stuck on the fence. Good for us.
Yeah.
And she always gets up somehow.
Who's the comedian, the best singer, and into their TikToks?
I'm gonna say TikTok is Nicole Stewart. She
Yes.
loves TikTok. Yeah. So do I though, but we make them together. Last season I used to go back to her house and we used to still be in our training gear and make TikToks until like 11 p.m.
Wow.
I stay away from the whole TikTok side of things with regards to these guys, but Stewie for sure I would nominate as the comedian.
Yeah, I would too.
She takes all those categories.
Nicole Stewart's one of the funniest people I know, just totally unintentionally. She gets it.
Yeah, and that's on the field too. Yeah. She makes it fun to play.
Two final ones. The first one is, do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
I have to listen to Mr. Brightside before the game in the change room, and I have to eat the same pasta like the night before. And yeah, that's my thing.
Wow. I don't. I think I used to put my socks and shin pads and do my shoelaces, and then one day I didn't and played really well. So I stopped. So I just don't think about it now.
I don't at all. Oh, there was one game where I ate an agalo right before the game and I played so well, and so then the next game I ate it and I tried to keep eating it for the next game. And then I went and got really sick one game and I was like, no, not for me. Since then I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I've just got my game day undies. That's about it.
Whoa.
If anyone wants to know, they're private.
Of course I am.
I was
still
so,
have to deal with every week, Will.
yeah. I wasn't expecting that answer. Last one, it's a two-part question. First one is, what would be your advice to people that should get involved in the World Game, knowing that I think the World Cup this year is in 2023?
My advice to people getting involved, do it and just find a team that suits you and that suits kind of what you, I guess, your values and the things that you really want, and you'll find a place. Yeah, there's so many different environments in football, and there's so many places for so many different people. So yeah, just get as involved as you can.
I'd say try every position growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Try every position growing up. A coach once told me that once you're past a certain age, you were locked into that position. So I would get involved in every position. And do as many tournaments that you go away for, like the schools tournaments and like Fun North, all those. Go on trips and travel for it, because they're probably the best fun that I've ever had. Was going overseas on schoolgirls, or just going to Griffith, or like going to the country and playing. But yeah, try every position, keep up too. I have.
Yeah, I guess just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Oh, enjoy it, and I guess if you have a bad experience, to just try again, because there's always going to be a coach that thinks you're not good enough or not suited to the team. In female soccer, it can be bitchy. You know, there's other teams, there's other coaches. There's someone. If you keep working, that will, you know, that you'll fit into, I guess, and you'll find where you fit.
For me, it's just have fun. If you're having fun, you're playing at your best, and from there you'll keep improving, and that's what everyone wants, I guess.
My biggest bit of advice to players has always been, if you've got a dream, you know, and you want to go somewhere, absolutely go for it. When you get there, no one will ever ask you how many setbacks you had. No one will ever ask you, you know, did you make that state team when you were 14 years old? All those little setbacks you have are just on your road to get there. And when you do get there, they're the things that help you really cherish the moment when you get there. So, you know, when you have those setbacks, when you know, don't make a team that you want to make, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You know, there's other ways to get there, and other paths. And when you do finally get there, if you really want it that much, no one will ever ask how you got there. It's just, you know, so yeah, that's my biggest bit of advice.
One, considering all your games live streamed or similar or recorded at some ways. Is there any point that when you watch your own game back, is there any particular moment that you get embarrassed?
Yeah. I'm sure more. Sure more for Phoebe than myself.
She doesn't remember the game.
On the weekend, on the last game, I watched the game back, and the first goal we conceded was from a missed pass by me. And I knew it was coming up, and I was really dreading it. But then I watched a little bit more, and I was like, okay, there was more to it. But yeah, I remember I nearly like I didn't even want to watch it. So I think everyone, it's natural. And if you're looking at yourself thinking you're the greatest player ever and you're not embarrassed, then you've got issues.
Yeah, pretty much what she said. Yeah, there's always something. Every time in a game, everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel bad about it, and you're not gonna want to watch it. But that's how you learn, right?
Also, I just don't really fall very gracefully. I fall over it again. I don't really like watching myself, but because I don't realise that's how I fall. But
Yeah.
no worries.
We also have a really, really good club photographer that likes to catch your game face when you're least expecting. There's lots of embarrassing photos floating around on Facebook of all of us. So yes.
Yeah. And apparently they're the nice ones.
And airbrushes.
Yeah. Oi, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. Obviously, I would love to say good luck for this weekend's game, but considering that your game just got cancelled this week, well, good luck for the game the following week and for the remainder of the season. You're in good place at the moment, mid-table, but I'm sure those draws will become wins in the second round of the season. And let's hope all goes well. And hopefully, I'll be coming up to Sydney very soon to watch and support the mighty Manly United team throughout the 22 season.
Thank you.
Thanks, Will. Cheers.
No worries. And of course, if you want to get down to support the Manly United team in action, of course, during the Women's Premier League season in Sydney, of course, we'll put all the details up on the next game. Of course, later on the weekend. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.